am here with the designer of Rogues to Riches, a storytelling card game. So first off, I guess I just wanted to highlight Jason is here because he's my husband and I'm making him do it.
Good, Jason.
Peter wasn't quite so co-opted, so
Yep.
welcome, Peter. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
What brings you to play the game today?
I was looking for a really good portable storytelling game, which is why the Kickstarter attracted me, and this is sort of my first real go at it, sort of just reading the rules, so I'm excited. That's pretty much it. It's a weakness. Storytelling is actually a weakness, I think, for me, and I always like to tackle the weaknesses.
Oh, okay, good for you.
I agree. It's awesome. Have you actually tried any other storytelling games?
I guess Snake Oil, if you count that, and I play D&D, but that's the one problem with that is it's at least for me, I find myself falling into the cliches in that, and in D&D,
Yeah.
I'm aggressive or I'm not. I can set that character do exactly that, but something a little more freeform. I need the structure. I don't think I'm creative enough to go without some structure, but that's sort of what I'm looking for.
And I think this is great because it does have it has structure, but so you can rely on that to a certain degree, and then when you get a little bit more comfortable, you can kind of go a little bit more crazy with stuff.
Exactly.
Sam, I didn't tell you this before, but
what did you think of Snake Oil, Peter? Oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'll answer your question. Sorry.
Go ahead, Peter.
No. I like that. I like the creativity. I like that. The only part I didn't like, to a certain extent, is just the people who were willing, who got to the point where we're saying, well, I'm behind, and even though you have the best story, I'm going to vote against you. Annoyed me when everybody was sort of universally, that's, he floored us. Every single person laughed for like 3 minutes because of that story, but no, I'm not going to vote for you because it's not in my best interest. So that's just one annoyance. But the creativity part of it I liked, and it's pretty quick.
I can see that, and I mean, certainly I've seen that with other things as well, where
it's a risk in this game
not
too.
An incentive to well, I think that in the first version of this game, there was that potential, but Sam has changed it a little bit, so it's not. And he'll talk about it a little bit more because I'm going to have him guide us through it a little bit. But the person making the play and the person being played against are not the ones that are doing the voting, right? So it changes. Yeah. But what I was going to say, Sam, is that I didn't tell you this before, but I included the blank cards.
Oh, did you? Okay, right on.
Yeah. So we'll be able to. I don't know if we'll draw any, but if we do.
Yeah, how many blank cards did you throw in there?
I only threw in one for each.
Okay, well that's fine. Yeah.
So it's not. I didn't want to go overboard because this is a first time playthrough. So.
Yeah, no, good. That's great. Yeah.
So, did you want to maybe take over, Sam, and just kind of talk about how we're going to play, and I will distribute the cards as you do so?
Okay, sounds good. All right. So thanks very much for sitting down to play. This is exciting for me, doing this online. I think it's a really interesting platform. I've always thought that Rogues to Riches would not be compatible with an online platform because of the voice interaction that's necessary. It's not a game that relies on an algorithm. So this seems like the best way to do it, and I think it's going to work. So so it's a storytelling game. Essentially, what you're trying to do is you're trying to defeat the traps in all the four buildings, and steal the loot. So each trap is worth a point, and each loot is worth a point. So each layer or building is going to have 3 traps in it, and when you are at the table and it's your turn, you're going to choose which building and which trap you want to face. So all players have a building in front of them, and you're looking at which one you think you can defeat. So each building changes what can happen in it a little bit. For example, some of them you can't make any loud noises. Some of them you can't do any crazy acrobatics, light fires, and this kind of thing. I'll go through. Well, that'll be written on the card, and we'll go through that one by one. So each building has 3 traps. There are 2 face-up traps and 1 face-down trap. And that face-down trap is it's a mystery, and it's going to be revealed only when it's actually approached. So it could take you totally by surprise, and you'd be stumped, or you might have an awesome solution.
So do I deal 3 or do I deal 4?
Deal 4. So we're going to choose 3 and discard 1, and you guys will when you play them down, you'll be like, okay, the first one's face up, the second one's face up, and the third one is face down. So I think that'll play out well in the when it's all set up. So the other interesting connection between the traps and the building is that the third hidden trap will show up at the same time as the obstacle if there is one. So you'll see that each building has potentially could have an obstacle, which is like an additional layer, an additional trap card that comes with the building. So some of them are like there's an angry professor, there's the chef who attacks you. So that third trap, that hidden trap, is going to occur at the same time as that building obstacle. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So be clear that when you're playing that hidden obstacle or that hidden trap, if there's an obstacle in the building, they're going to happen at the same time. So you want to be sure that they're working well together rather than working at odds with each other. Mm-hmm. So that's the setup from the defense point of view. And then the attacking is essentially, okay, I'm going to pick Peter's place and I'm going to look at it, and I've got 4 tool cards, which are renamed to gear cards in the Rogue's Riches version. So I've got 4 tool cards, and you have to play at least one. You can play them all. And you tell a little story about how you defeat that trap, and here are the cards. They arrive as we speak. So then once you tell your story, the defender, i.e. the person who owns the building, can offer a rebuttal and say why that story is full of crap. And both players, the attacker and the defender, are trying to convince the 2 other observers to vote for them. So once we have a little back and forth, and it shouldn't take too long, then the 2 other players are going to vote with 2 thumbs. They can vote 2 thumbs up, 1 thumb up, 0 neutral thumbs up, 1 thumb down, or 2 thumbs down. And those votes are for the attacker. So if it's my turn, I'm the attacker, and 2 thumbs down from you guys means that the story was crap and it should not go through. Whereas 2 thumbs up means, yeah, right, rock on. So we gather all the votes. So it could be from a +4 to a -4 or anything in between. And then we roll 2 dice by using /roll 2d6. And then if it was an awesome story, then you would add +4, and then you're rolling the dice. Ta-da! It's a 9. And if the result is a 9 or more, then the plan works, and I move on to the next round.
Awesome.
That's it.
I mean, we'll get it more as we play it too, but
yeah,
I think that works great.
Yeah. So any questions, or should we just get going?
I think so. I think that's great. I am just, if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to put a little blast out to Twitter saying that we are playing this. If I can get, right.
So you guys, can we look at our building cards?
Yes. Are they supposed to be two-sided?
Pardon me?
Are they supposed to be in two-sided? I sort of inferred that from the instruction.
They won't be. In Gentleman Thieves, they're two-sided to cut down on costs, but that's not going to stay.
Got it.
So each person has a building card that you can look at it and then play her on down.
All right. So I've created different areas for each. So I guess we'll go left to right. So Jason being player 1, Sam player 2, Peter 3, and me 4.
Dun, dun, dun. Sam player 3, okay. Oh. Sweet.
I don't hear you, Jace. Are you muted?
Sorry, yeah, I was muted.
Okay, yeah. So my layer is in place. I've got the railway station.
Okay, you showed up in player 3 in that spot. Is that right?
Yeah, was that what I said, or was that wrong?
You're player 2.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we all show up in different orders.
Moving up.
Yeah, the bottom and the bottom were in different order, like the. Because I can see on the feed, I can see your screen on the feed, and we're different. So.
I'm gonna actually label them, so that helps to for visual.
My railway station's just going on our whole tour of the whole place.
So this one is
Player 2.
Wilson. I'm gonna make that. Over here, so player 1 was Jason. Player 2 is Sam.
Great.
And player 3 is Peter. Alright, so this all makes sense? Oh, Jason put Jason under his too, so whatever. Alright, so...
We got our... Yeah, okay, we're all down. So now let's look at our trap cards. So we're gonna choose 3 of them. We're gonna discard 1, and then play them from left to right. So the first one is going to be face up, then the next one is going to be face up, and then the third one is going to be face down.
Do we actually want to look at the places first, just so that we have an understanding of what the trigger is, or obstacle?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
So that
go ahead?
Drag Jason's a little bit bigger first. So yours is the.
We can just read them out.
Yeah. So yours is the tenements. Do you want to read it out, Jace? Actually.
Sure, that's fine. Yep. And if you click on it, if you click on one.
Muted.
Still? No, I'm not muted.
I hear.
No, I can hear him.
Oh, okay.
If you just click on one of the cards, you can just press Z, and it will zoom in and show you a full-size picture of it. For any of the cards. This crumbling tower was built as cheap housing decades ago and has seen no maintenance since then. The tenements are packed with dozens of small apartments, many of which have fallen into the hands of lawless scoundrels who have hidden the valuables on the roof. This obstacle is you will need to lower yourself down to the street.
See if that works.
So if you do that, you get away with the loot.
Yeah.
All right. So you'll have to consider that with your traps.
Mm-hmm.
So then
So,
I guess Sam's.
Who's next? I'll go. Okay, so I've got the railway station. One of the busiest places in town for both legitimate and criminal dealings. What's going on? A crowd of lowlifes hangs around the entrance to the railway station, waiting to steal anything of interest. So the defender randomly chooses one tool card from the thief's hand and discards it. Actually, is that logistically choosing a card randomly from the hand? Will that be easy to do, or that's okay? Okay, right on. So this is a really tricky one. It might be a bit OP, but it's happening.
You can do something like roll a 1d3. For example, and just say 1, 2, 3.
No, actually, if you click on, like, Sam, if you click on Peter's hand.
Yeah. Yep.
Hover over one of his tool cards, you'll see steal.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't know what the cards are, but you can steal one.
Right on. Okay, I like it.
It's built in.
I tried to zoom in on a card and it's like still, I have the wheel.
Yeah. Because the images are big.
Yeah.
Let me resize. Not letting me resize to make it.
I'll do that. There you
go. All right. The Boiler Room Tavern. The tavern is full of rowdy drinkers. Chandeliers hang from high ceilings, and the long wooden tables are covered in food and drink. The obstacle: the burly tavern barkeep and greasy head chef don't appreciate the disturbance you are causing. They try to throw you out.
All right. Place yours back in your spot there.
Thank you.
And gonna make mine big here. So I've got the stone cathedral. The cathedral is very hushed. The stone walls and high ceilings amplify any noise made here. Seems to me this is what I had when I played with you the time in Halifax.
Oh.
I had to be very respectful of the noise sounds, noise levels. So the trigger, if you make any noise that would be heard in the next room, a robed priest shows up and tries to evict you from the premises. All right.
Okay, so that's the 4 buildings. So we're going to be choosing one of the 3 other buildings that are on the table, not your own, and going in there. So the trigger, the trigger is a bit different. So that could happen in any room if the trigger is triggered. So if you make any noises, the rogue priest shows up, regardless of what trap you're in. So the obstacle is only in the 3rd room, and it's guaranteed to happen. The trigger is an either or. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the trap cards then?
Yeah.
So when you use a tool, is it discarded?
Good question. So it's discarded at the end of your turn. So there is a potential possibility that you could use it in multiple traps. If it's a crowbar, for example, and you're using it to pry in room 1, then there's a pretty decent chance that you could carry on to use it in room 2, assuming you're successful. But if it's something like a vial of acid and you're using it in room 1, even if you're successful and you get into room 2, if you try to use it again, the defender will probably say, well, you used your vial of acid, it's gone. You're foolish to try to use it again because it's all used up. I mean, if you sell it really well, then there's a chance, but it doesn't work very often.
And we choose all of the traps that go for our place, right?
Yeah. So, like I say, one is going to be discarded. So have a look at what you think is going to work well with your building. Chuck one away, and then order them. So the way you order them is kind of fun too. So one over here, and then so left is face down, then face down above that, and then
yeah, I have little arrows for them too.
Face up, face up, face down.
And you just have to right click on the card, and it'll allow you to flip it for the ones that are face up. I did this backwards, but oh well, it'll have to do.
Strategy.
So then the one that we discard.
Does it? I guess should you keep it in your hand or whatever, or should it be discarded?
Well, do we get more?
No.
Okay. Take card. What card? I'm just gonna put it off to the side here, so we can do the same if you want.
So I need a loot card as well.
I was gonna say I'm gonna distribute some loot cards.
So do we see the loot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the loot you can use. So if there's something you think you could really use, then you can go after that one, and you can use it.
The loot goes in face down?
No, face up.
Oh, goes in face up.
All right.
Okay. All right. So how's everybody doing? Okay.
Looks like everybody's set up. Peter just needs his loot.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh!
What's what happened? Oh, a blank
Here's a
loop?
blank card.
Oh, okay.
So you can write text in there for whatever you want.
Okay, I'm just looking at some of the other loot, so just so I get a feel for it.
Sure. Full disclosure, there are no blank loots in the shipped version.
All right.
Just blank tools and traps. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to take a quick break just before we get rolling. See you guys.
Is it one of those big ones that flashes when it rolls on the 20? I want to see what everybody has here now. So we've got Perpetual Motion Machine, Philosopher's Stone, the Perpetual 20 rolling D20, and a Dinosaur and Amber. I didn't even look at what the... Just a little one, but still it looks pretty important. I see what everybody's traps are too. I guess I should look at my tool cards. See what I might be able to get past. Just starting to look at tool cards so we can see what we can get past.
Yeah, I like the new loot. That's great. That's a pretty kick-ass loot card. All right, so how do we determine who goes first?
Roll it.
Sure. And we should go around maybe just do a little talk about the two traps or the trap anyway.
So just roll 1d4, I guess.
Sure.
Probably would have made more sense to, yeah, I was going to say roll like a d20 or something.
A D20.
Mm-hmm. Let's do a redo.
Oh, I got an 11. Whew, all right.
So Sam,
Why
we'll
can't I
do.
roll like this one D&D?
Yeah.
We'll do our number plus the original number we rolled.
Don't make it complicated.
Well, it means he goes first. That's all.
Yeah.
Peter? Yeah, Peter goes first.
Okay.
So
so
Peter, Jason, and then me. I haven't
Well,
done this before. Can I? I guess because we didn't roll it as initiative, it doesn't do the list, but we'll remember,
That's
right?
fine. We'll just go on. Right. Go clockwise.
Okay.
All right. So clockwise from Peter.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. So can we go around and read out the first trap that we have to?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go first. So I've got we're back in the railway station, which means you're going to lose one of your tool cards when you break in. And the first trap is the caffeine-riddled security guard. So he's been drinking coffee and staring at the walls for 3 hours. Now all of his senses are working at maximum efficiency, hoping that something will happen.
That's great.
Okay, first one's darkness and animals. It is dark and there are animals. They are biting you.
It's dark, and there's animals.
Yeah.
So I have a locked door. These huge wooden double doors are locked up tight.
And I have, this room is full of bees. Hundreds of them.
All right. I'm gonna go for the stone cathedral.
All right.
Okay, now do I play out do I play out the cards that I'm using and then talk to him?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I am going to use my powerful magnets to lift the tumbler in the lock.
I like it.
So now, Allison, you have a chance to say why you don't think that's going to work. If you know, or that it's a perfectly good plan.
You don't want to say that.
Well, seeing as this is a stone cathedral, it's actually a really old building. And the locking mechanism on this is basically you have the big wooden plank on the inside with the hooks that, the plank sits in. So, not really sure how that's going to work on that.
Let me explain. I'm going to slide together one of my gears under the door, lift it with the magnets from the opposite side of the door, lifting them up. So I don't need metal in the wood. I brought my own metal. Pull the gear up along the door with my powerful magnets and use that to dislodge the bar across the door.
Oh. Man, oh man, I don't know if I can compete with that. That sounds pretty powerful.
So the gears are from the utility belt, right?
Correct.
I like the plan. You got 2 thumbs from me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that using the gears, if it's one of those, I don't know what you call them, yeah, but like a wooden brace. I think the gears, if the magnets are powerful enough, they'll pick it. The hole works right up and slide it across, slide it out.
Now, the one thing that I would say about this, though, is what then happens when that wood falls on the floor?
If it's so heavy that a monk can't lift it, I can push it out of the way. These are monks. These are not strong men.
No, but it's going to make noise.
Ooh.
So does the robed priest show up if the thing is falling?
I don't know. That's something you guys are going to have to decide.
Hopefully it's resting on the gears and I can lower it back down. Tricky, I admit, but doable.
So Allison, you get a
They are powerful magnets.
But this requires you to lift it up past its supports, and then somehow catch it as it's falling down past those supports.
What if I feel that's going to happen, take my rope and create a little blanket of soft rope underneath to catch and muffle any noise that falls down? It's an old building. This stuff is not airtight.
I think that's a like 50-50 for me. I think it's possible. Yeah. It's not a guarantee.
Yeah, I'm gonna revise my thumbs. I'm gonna say 1 thumb because I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to do it quietly.
I'm going neutral. I can go neutral?
Yeah.
Yeah. The noise is gonna be the killer here.
Okay.
So you should roll 2d6 plus 1.
Okay.
And you're shooting for a 9.
Nope.
Nope.
So that's the end of your turn, and turn goes on. And the tool cards you used are discarded, and you draw back up to 4.
Got it.
All right. Are you able to draw, or do I need to?
No, it's letting me.
Okay.
We'll see in a second. Draw 2.
Yeah.
I have them. Yes.
So before you do that, I'm going to recall this. Okay. So then I guess it's me. Oh, geez. I have to live up to that. That was some pretty good. That was a pretty good attempt. I guess I'm going to try to go for the tenements. And I'm going to do so with my satchel of chemicals. And I'm going to try to create a, like, some kind of, like, nectar-like solution to try to attract the bees so that I can get past them. Just didn't need to be quite that big.
Well, I think the satchel with the honey nectar, the sugary nectar, would definitely attract the drones. However, also in this group of bees, there is a queen and some guardian, like warrior type bees protecting the queen. And they're not really that interested in the sugar, they're interested in protecting the queen.
But now they would pretty much be staying within the base. I don't imagine the queen going outside of the hive. So as long as I was skirting my way around the hive and not going too close to it.
I'm gonna, as it stands now, I'm gonna give a -1.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think. I just have my doubts that you'll be able to create a good nectar. Hundreds of bees attracted to.
But now, would those bees be more attracted to, like, a person walking through, or more attracted to the nectar?
Yeah, anything sweet. I've had barbecues, and the bees all go for the food, so
Yeah.
I'll go over that.
All right, so that's a neutral. Right? Because 1 minus 1 plus.
Yep.
Okay. 2d6, and that's a no.
Yeah.
Got awfully close.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to try to go through the bees as well. Oh wait, sorry. No, it's Jason's turn. My mistake.
He got anxious. Got excited.
So I'm going for the railway station.
Okay.
With that caffeined up security guard.
So I get to discard a card from your hand. Some of the hooligans out front get to nab it.
Yep.
Could totally change your plan.
You son of.
So do we get to see where'd it go?
Well, it went into my deck.
Are you able to play it so we can see what you took?
Okay.
Did you memorize what cards you had?
Yeah. So I stole something that would be very appropriate, actually.
Yes, you did steal something that would be very.
Oh. Yeah, that's just mean.
Poison beetles that put anybody to sleep.
You're gonna have to think fast, come up with a new idea.
Uh-oh. Back to
So
square
what I'm
one.
going to do is I'm going to quietly roll into the room this gyrographic hoverboard. I'm going to roll it over to the right side of the room, hoping to distract the guard. While the guard is over, and he's all hopped up on caffeine, so he's kind of hopefully entranced by this.
Are you on it?
No, I'm not. I'm just rolling it in empty.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to shoot a zip line in on the left behind him and try to climb along the zip line quietly in behind him while he's playing around on his gyroscopic hoverboard.
Okay.
If you've ever tried to balance on something when you're all hopped up in caffeine, it's not that easy. So I'm hoping he's going to be kind of distracted by it.
And while he's distracted, you're going to sneak around behind him.
Yeah, I'm going to climb along the zip line along the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that that the security guard definitely is interested in this hoverboard. Like it's a weird thing. He's looking for something interesting to go down. But that doesn't mean that he's completely unalert to what the rest of the things that are happening in the room. So I think maybe he'll notice you. He's playing around on it. And if he does notice you, then he's got this awesome mobile device that he can scurry over to get you, which you threw into his open arms.
I think there's a pretty good chance that the security guard, because he is so hopped up on caffeine, if he gets on the hoverboard, he's probably going to take a tumble and quite potentially hit his head.
Or a wall.
Or a wall. I think I'm willing to take my chances with that.
Well, I'm thinking that it's going to, putting that in there, he's super alert. He's going to, notice it and go and check it out, first of all. And I think that using a zip line is pretty fast, right? So I think there's a decent chance you'll be able to, scurry along, but I do think he will see you. But I also think that the gyroscopic hoverboard is going to be something fairly difficult to use. And so I don't think he's going to catch up to him. I think he's going to see him but not catch up to him. So I guess that's maybe a 1.
I tend to personalize. If there's a hoverboard, I'm playing with it. I don't care what my job is. If you've got a hoverboard, I've wanted one since, I was a kid. I'm on it. I'm sorry.
I'm surprised that's not a 2, Peter.
You know what? Yeah. That's a good point. You keep talking me into it. There is no way I am not playing on a hoverboard. Whatever I'm guarding. Come on.
So what Sam has subtly created here is Debate Club the game.
Yeah.
So I have a +3 on that then?
Yeah.
2d6?
2d6 plus 3.
Ooh! Wow!
Yeah, that security guard is totally entranced, and he hit his head, and he knocked himself out. You're waltzing right over that guy. Okay, good work. So that's, so, I don't know, when we play the game physically, you keep the trap card as a scorer token.
Okay.
I don't know if we should do that, or we just remember that you got through 1 so far.
Well, I can take it.
Yeah, because you could just put it over here.
Yeah, I take it. I know what trap I should have discarded. Actually, if I put that down, I'll think, can you discard it?
Yeah.
Pardon me?
No.
I've got my 1 trap card I should have discarded.
Oh, yeah, right.
So if I put that down, can you do something with it?
I'm just putting them over here.
Yeah, but do you have an option to discard?
Well, no, because there's other things on the board. Right? Because
You have an
it's
option to
basically
discard
whatever
them.
you can recall what's in the hand or what's on the board.
You don't have an option to discard?
Oh, yes.
See, I only have options to take or flip.
Yeah.
do you have an option to right-click on the discard?
Oh, no.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just keep down here to learn this. So, Sam.
Yes.
At this point now, I've defeated the first trap.
Yeah.
Is the railway station vulnerable to anybody now?
Yeah, so you can carry on. It's still your turn. You can carry on and defeat the portcullis.
Okay.
But yeah, so if anyone else comes into my place, then they're going to face the portcullis first.
I actually forgot to draw up to 4, and Jason, you need to drop to 4 as well.
No, Jason doesn't until the end of his turn.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, because
So
he can still continue to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. And you still have access to those cards, potentially.
Okay.
The zip line and the hoverboard. Although,
yeah,
I wouldn't think that you're going to be able to use the hoverboard again.
No, I would agree. But I've brought the zip line with me.
Okay.
Okay.
So underneath the portcullis. Oops, hold on. Underneath the portcullis, I put my long plank of wood. I tied the zip line had a little hook there to shoot into the ceiling. So I put a hook up there, and I used the rope from the zip line to tie to the end of the long plank of wood to create a lever underneath the portcullis to pull the portcullis up.
Oh.
Yeah, I like your mechanics, but I think this is a question of iron versus wood. And I think wood is going to splinter before the iron gives way or lifts up.
What you don't know is this is teak wood, especially light, especially solid teak wood.
So this isn't just a regular long plank of wood?
No, this isn't. I don't just carry around pine. I'm a high-end thief.
Well, I don't know. The card says it's sturdy, hard wood, long plank of wood.
So
Does
how
say sturdy.
are we supposed to take history into this? Because now I'm questioning how, with a long teak plank of wood, you were ziplining.
It is only a 2x4. It is only 4 feet long.
Maybe he grabbed it from the railway station?
He pulled it out of his incredibly deep pockets of holding. We all have secret pockets of holding.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, I think the wood's going to splinter. I think as you lever it up, winch. I think the plank is going to splinter. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I got nothing more to add to it than that. Vote it up.
Yeah, I'm not so sure how you're going to secure it to the end and not have it like maybe the main shaft of the plank would be able to lift it up, but I feel like maybe the end would break off, in which case you lose your lever action.
Also, if you're holding it up this way, how do you get underneath? How do you do both at the same time? It's a little tricky, so...
You plan further ahead than I do.
I'm sorry, that's a 1- for me too. It's a good try.
So do you have a -1, Peter, did you?
Yeah. -1.
Oh, so close.
Good roll, too.
Yeah. I started to inch it up there, and just like Sam said, the 2x4 broke.
So your gear cards are gone. The portcullis sticks around.
Yeah.
And you draw back up to 4 gear cards / tool cards.
Okay. 4?
Yeah. And should anyone get a loot card, then that doesn't count toward their hand maximum. You can still have a loot and 4 gear.
Okay.
I gotta say, the visual alone is 2 thumbs up for me.